Philadelphia Eagles are officially playing with fire, and Jalen Hurts is right in the middle of the flames. Is this the beginning of the end for the franchise quarterback in the city of brotherly love, or is this the most calculated motivational tactic in the history of the NFL? We have seen legends fall and heroes rise, but what is happening behind the closed doors of the NovaCare complex right now is nothing short of a franchise-altering civil war. The Birds are sending a message that is loud, clear, and incredibly dangerous. Play like an MVP or pack your bags, because the guaranteed money is running out and the patience of the front office has already hit zero. Before we dive into the madness and break down why the Eagles are leaking this information right now, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. We have to talk about the timing because in the NFL, nothing happens by accident. This past week, the entire football world descended upon Arizona for the NFL owners' meetings. The Eagles are intentionally lighting a fire under their quarterback's share, and they chose the biggest stage of the offseason to do it. But why now? Why would a team that has seen 4 straight double-digit win seasons and back-to-back NFC East titles want to shake the table? It's because the honeymoon phase of that Super Bowl run against Kansas City is officially over. The organization is looking at the last 2 years of the passing game, and they are seeing a disaster. They are seeing a high-priced asset that is starting to struggle with the very basics of the position. And now, our word is starting to float around the building: resistance. Is Jalen Hurts actually refusing to be coached? That brings us to the most terrifying question of the offseason. If the quarterback won't listen to the experts, how can the team ever win another ring? Drop a name in the comments right now. Who is to blame for the Eagles' passing game falling off a cliff? Is it Jalen, or is it the coaching? To understand the tension, you have to look at the relationship between Hurts and the offensive staff. There have been massive reports surfacing about the friction between Jalen and Kellen Moore. Think about that for a second. Kellen Moore was brought in to save this offense, to modernize it, and to get the ball moving through the air.
It really dictates the defense.
Is that Hurts has been fighting back. He has been clinging to his old ways, resisting the shift to a more traditional, under-center, timing-based passing attack. In 2024, the team was able to hide those flaws because Saquon Barkley was playing like a god among men. When you have a running back putting up historic, legendary numbers, you can mask a mediocre passing game. But the Eagles' front office knows that you can't run the ball 40 times a game forever in this league. Eventually, you have to stand in the pocket, read the defense, and deliver a strike. The Eagles are essentially tearing the entire offensive philosophy down to the studs. They are rebuilding the scheme from scratch. New play caller, new coordinator, new position coaches. It's a total overhaul. And the message to Jalen is simple: adapt or evaporate. You cannot be a franchise quarterback in 2026 if you are uncoachable. If you're winning Super Bowls, people will tolerate a difficult personality. But if you're struggling against zone coverage and failing to see the open man while also ignoring the coaching staff, that is a recipe for a trade. And let's talk about the cold, hard business side of this, because the NFL is a "what have you done for me lately" league. We all remember Carson Wentz. In 2017, he was the MVP frontrunner. He was the king of Philly. The team gave him the big bag, a massive contract that was supposed to keep him in green and silver for a decade. 3 years later, he was gone. Traded. A memory. Look at Doug Peterson. He delivered the first Super Bowl trophy in the history of the franchise. He is a god in that city. 3 years later, fired. This is a brutal business. The Eagles have proven time and time again that they have no problem cutting ties with legends if the production drops. Currently, Jalen Hurts is entering a make-or-break year for one very specific reason: the contract. 2026 is the final year of his deal that contains fully guaranteed money. After that, the Eagles have an escape hatch. If Jalen lights it up this year, he gets a massive extension and stays the face of the team. But if he falters, if he continues to struggle with his pocket presence and his field vision, the Eagles will be looking at a 2027 draft class that is reportedly loaded with quarterback talent. They will pivot without blinking an eye. Jeffrey Lurie loves Jalen Hurts as a person. He calls him a model citizen and exceptional leader. But Lurie is also a businessman who wants more trophies in his case. At the owners' meetings, Lurie was asked about a potential contract extension for Hurts this offseason. His answer was chillingly professional. He basically said, "He's in the middle of a contract right now. We aren't talking about that." Translation: prove it. The Eagles have zero plans to give him more money or more years right now because he hasn't earned the right to reset the market. They are tired of the Jekyll and Hyde performances. They are tired of the frustration. Think about the weapons this man has. He has A.J. Brown. He has Devonta Smith. He has Dallas Goedert. He has Saquon Barkley. On paper, this is an all-pro roster. To have a passing game that ranks near the bottom of the league with that much elite talent is, quite frankly, unacceptable. The baggage is out in the open now. Everyone from the owner down to the water boy is on the same page. Jalen must evolve. He has to get comfortable being uncomfortable. He has to learn to succeed from the pocket and stop relying on his legs to bail him out of poor reads. The clock is ticking louder than ever in Philadelphia. Is Jalen Hurts a top 10 quarterback in this league today? Based on last year, the answer might be no, but he has the talent to be number one. He has outplayed Patrick Mahomes in the biggest game on earth before. But wait until you hear what the scouts are saying about the potential replacements waiting in the wings if things go south by midseason. The reality is that the NFL moves at the speed of light. One day you're the Super Bowl MVP. The next day your team is leaking stories to the press about how you won't listen to your coaches. The pressure in Philadelphia is unlike any other city in sports. The fans are demanding, the media is relentless, and the front office is cold-blooded. This offseason isn't just about training camp and preseason reps. It's about a psychological battle for the soul of the Eagles' offense. Will Jalen swallow his pride and embrace Kellen Moore's system? Will he become the surgical passer the Eagles need him to be? Or will his resistance to change be the very thing that forces the Eagles to move on? The stakes have never been higher. Every single throw in 2026 will be under a microscope. Every post-game press conference will be analyzed for signs of friction. The era of trusting the process is over. Now, it's all about the results. The Eagles are betting that this public pressure will turn Jalen into a diamond. They're hoping that by calling him out through the media, he will respond with the best season of his life. It's a massive gamble. If it works, they're back in the Super Bowl. If it fails, they've just destroyed the confidence of their franchise leader. Stay tuned because this story is just getting started and the drama in Philly is about to reach a boiling point. The question remains, can Jalen Hurts handle the heat, or is the bridge already burnt? The 2026 season will provide the answer. It might not be the one Eagles fans want to hear. Keep your eyes on the sidelines and your ears to the ground, because the landscape of the NFC is about to change forever. One thing is certain. The Philadelphia Eagles are not playing it safe anymore. They're going for broke, and Jalen Hurts is the one holding the cards. What happens next will define the next decade of Eagles football. Don't blink, because you won't want to miss a single second of this absolute masterclass in high-stakes NFL drama.